It's a windy one today. We're going to try to make this work. So just enjoy it. Enjoy the wind. Enjoy the breeze in your hair. Imagine you're sitting here beside me right now. Hey everyone, it's Amanda Johnson back with this week's Thoughtful Thursday, where I offer some tips, tricks, and insights and inspiration for you to love the life you have so that you can have the life you want. And today I'm coming at you from the beautiful windy city of Rosarito, Mexico. As you can tell, the Pacific Ocean is right behind me, and yeah, it's absolutely beautiful here. I'm going to do my best to keep my eyes open, but it's just a little bright today. So I wanted to share with you today something that happened or a revelation that I had during my yoga class the other day here. And it's been a while since I've done yoga, and it was really beautiful in my final savasana as I was laying there that this struck me. And I wanted to share it with you for a couple of reasons. One, because I think it is a great reminder of a question that we can ask ourselves throughout our life, just to kind of start to peel back the layers of what we tend to hide behind, and then also to give you some insight or inspiration as to what it was that was revealed to me, and just see if it sparks something for you. So I was lying in savasana, and I started to notice that I was really getting into my head. And my incredible shaman, Javier, in Peru, asked us and taught us that when we notice ourselves either getting into our mind or doing something that feels quite habitual to us, that it's a great time to ask ourselves, what am I avoiding by having these thoughts? Or what am I avoiding by getting in my head right now? Or what am I avoiding by eating this ice cream? Or what am I avoiding by having another drink? Or what am I avoiding by picking up my phone and flipping through Facebook? So this question can apply to anything. But for me, it's often when I find myself getting in my head, because I tend to be very cognitive. And as I asked myself that question, lying in savasana, it struck me, and I felt it so deeply that the thing I was avoiding was the recognition that I am actually quite insignificant. And I don't mean that in a way of bashing myself here. It's actually because I realize that kind of existential question that many of us have, do I matter? I felt that. I noticed that I was avoiding a feeling of emptiness, a feeling of almost weightlessness. And as I noticed that, I realized that with that sense of pure detachment, weightlessness, there was this sense that I'm this tiny being in this huge universe, and really, I don't matter. Now, we could get into a whole existential debate, and maybe that's what this will inspire for you. That's not necessarily what I want to do. I just want to offer up that this question, what am I avoiding by fill in the blank, can reveal some really interesting things when we just allow ourselves to drop below the thoughts, or get out of the ice cream, or put the drink down, or turn our phone off. And for me, it was something that was quite deep. And I also noticed that at the end of the day, this is a question that many of us probably wrestle with. And we're going to go through many different layers of peeling back what we often use to help us feel more significant, or really feel like we matter. And I'll be honest, I do believe it's a paradox, because yes, we do matter. I think on a spiritual, soulful level, we are each here for a reason. And we don't. So there's a paradox that we can live with. And I'll tell you, for me, I can imagine years ago that realization would have felt really depressing and really sad, and like, well, then what the heck, right? But when I experienced it just the other day, I actually felt a sense of relief. I actually felt like, ooh, thank goodness. Now I can just live. I can enjoy life. So I find that it changes over time. It evolves as we continue to peel back these layers that we are hiding behind, and that we are using to somehow make ourselves feel fuller or wholer, because at the end of the day, we already are. We're exactly whole and full and complete. And the existential question is, do I matter through all of this? So there's the existential piece of it. You can take or leave that. But what I leave you with is asking the question, what am I avoiding by? And then fill in the blank with whatever it is that you tend to do. What's your habit? What's your escape? And just start to be curious. I invite you to do this in a lighthearted way. Think of it as a scavenger hunt rather than like a biopsy, right? We don't have to take it so seriously. We can really enjoy the revelations and what we discover through this process. So that's what I invite you to do today. And if you have any insights or revelations that come from this, I'd love to hear them. So feel free to share them with me. You can post them below this blog, or you can put them in my Facebook page, or send me an email, however you'd like to. I'd love to share in those with you. I hope you're having a great day. I hope that you are enjoying the moment and remembering through all of this that it is not about being more or being better. It's about being good with being you. And I'll see you next week for another one. Take care. Are you ready to release your self-judgments, expectations, and attachments? Then I encourage you to learn more about my online course, Being Good with Being You. Registration is open. Don't live another year living under the shadow that who you are isn't okay. Learn to be good with being you. Go to www.amandajohnson.tv to learn more.